weekends, exclusively. This the new Let's Get It Sports Talk, broadcasting live on weekends, exclusively on Facebook and the Four Walls Foundation YouTube channel. All right. Happy Saturday, I guess, happy weekend or whatever, but listen, it's finally here. So listen, welcome to the new Let's Get It Sports Talk. My name is Jason Bryce, Doc Bryce as well. I'm here with Coach Marcus Bullock. And of course, we have a new individual. That's not new, actually. He's not new because he was on here a couple of weeks ago. All right, so we look forward to him being on here more regularly now. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Mr. Coach Fred Battie, right?
Yep.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Coach Fred Battie. All right, there it is.
Oh, hold on, sorry.
All right, go ahead.
Fred just clapped for himself.
That's all right, man.
No. I have no issue with it. It brings up a point I think about when I coach all the time, and a kid makes a shot. And he like there's one thing when kids clap and they're like, let's go. But then there's another time they run back on defense and they're like this. We used to have a kid, Blake Wiley, shout out to Blake.
Okay.
Blake runs track at Merrimack now.
Okay.
And whenever he only made layups, but whenever he made layup, he would run back and clap like he was clapping for somebody else.
That's right.
And I always wondered because he would miss a lot of layups.
Okay.
So I always wondered if he was clapping like, "Yay, I did it," or like, what was the motivation for him to clap for himself? It just made me think of that, and I have no issue with it. I just always wondered what his motivation.
So
that's what it made me think.
Let's find out from Coach.
I just get uncomfortable when people are clapping for me, so I just clap along with everybody else. I just join in.
So you join in.
Act like it's not for me.
Okay, all right. Well, that makes sense. Listen, first of all, let's start with you, Coach Fred. How you doing, man? How's your week been? What's been going on?
I'm good. I had a busy week. I worked the Tim Legler basketball camp down at Total Turf.
Oh, okay.
He had a ton of kids, 2 sessions, 150 kids each session.
Okay.
So it was good to get to work with some younger groups. Okay. Another exciting part was there was a lot of head coaches in the area down there.
Yeah.
I don't want to start naming guys because I'll forget and then I feel bad, but a lot of guys that you get to see throughout the year but never really get to spend any time with, get to talk to. So to get the chance to kind of pick their brain, talk to them, get to know them a little bit better was a really good experience.
You had my guy down there, Damian Ware, right?
He was.
Right. That's what's up. Shout out Coach Ware, whatever.
Great guy down there, man.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm glad that's a good week. You down there with Tim Legler. He could shoot, man.
He
could still shoot it.
He put on the
so
demo.
He was down there.
Yeah, he was there. He was there. He worked the entire thing.
So you know what? Then listen, we got to shout him out though, because I don't know. I mean, when I was a kid, I went to Dr. J camp. I think, and Dr. J was my idol, okay? I don't have idols no more, but that was my idol then. And, I promise you, he was there for maybe 10 minutes. So usually those stars, it's their camp, but they just come through. They just drop in, you know what I'm saying?
Tim was working the whole time.
He was doing the whole thing.
Working the whole time, going through, talking to games, pulling kids to the side. So
that's what's up.
You did a great job.
That's what's up. All right, Coach Bullock, how you doing, man? What's going on, man? How's everything with you?
All's good. Good week. Finished our summer league this week.
How'd y'all do?
We won the championship.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's been a good week. Just we got one more team camp on Wednesday, and then we'll be kind of done for the summer. So just kind of finishing that up.
Okay.
But a lot going on. Trying to. We got a lot of new kids, so just trying to get everybody on the same page.
Get them acclimated.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
And with what we got going on, and then obviously with life, there's a whole lot of other stuff going on. My daughter's in a crazy part of her softball career, trying with the recruiting and all that stuff.
Oh wow!
Even though she's going to be a junior, it's just a stressful time for her. Making sure. So navigating that, which is pretty cool. But other than that, all is good.
All's good, man. That's good, man.
So before I ask you how you're doing, just another thought. So you said Dr. J didn't show up or was there briefly.
Very briefly, yo.
But Dr. J and Tim Legler are on two different spectrums.
Okay. I mean, yes.
Especially now.
Yes. So, you know what? You got a point, right? Because at that time, Dr. J was the dude.
The kids at this camp probably don't even know Tim Legler's a basketball player.
That's you know what you're
They
right.
probably know him as an ESPN guy.
You're right. So that's like, yeah, because Tim Legler's our era, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, he played for the Bullets, right?
Yeah.
The Bullets. Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, so does that mean that Tim Legler is of that pedigree where he should be working, or?
No, it just me. And I think if you were to show up at a who else has a camp? I bet you Tyrese Maxey isn't at every single minute of his camp.
That's true.
He's probably there more than
Now, but maybe before he was, but now he's not. So maybe it's the level of success then, depending. You know what I'm saying?
possibly.
Okay.
Possibly.
All right.
It's interesting.
So it is a strange thing to ponder. Let me ask you a question though, Coach. When you won the championship, what was that? Late on in the week or early in the week?
Thursday.
Okay, all right. So kudos to that, ladies and gentlemen, because your week your week was good, but it started off a little.
It's still going.
It still was a good week,
But it's still going really bad because yesterday wasn't any better.
It's terrible.
Awful.
Oh, it's terrible. But on both sides, though.
Well, listen,
No,
to me, the Yankees are the best team I've ever seen after last week.
I mean, listen,
Man.
and I'm gonna take. You know what? And I'm gonna take that as your word.
After last week, that was it was like the worst night of my life. It was such a waste.
Yeah, you know what? So, we might as well start with that. Let's just start with that. I was going to start with the NBA, but let's just start with that. We had the opportunity, Coach. I'm not sure if you heard about it, Coach Fred, but we had the opportunity to go to see the Phillies versus the Yankees. And I think at the time, I'm gonna do it right now. I thank God for the moment because what I wanted is what I got, and I wanted Coach Marcus Bullock and Coach Bird to experience a championship team, like with a team that has that level of pedigree. Like before the game, we went up, we had a good time, and then we saw the illustrious wall at Citizens Bank. You know what I'm saying? We saw the wall. We didn't get no photos, but we saw the wall. And you know what? It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, I could make jokes, but it's not bad. It's okay. But then we sat in our seats, we did our thing, and I just kept saying that they're called the Bronx Bombers for a reason. And the fact that they were able to just get busy, it just, I don't know. Tell me your experience, though. Like when you were watching it, I know you're a Phillies fan, but, you had your ace on the mound, and to see him get rocked like that, I mean,
And I'll be honest, like, listen, the Yankees beat them. The Yankees swept them. The Yankees were and right now are a better team. Like it wasn't. There's nothing I can say about it.
Sure.
I think the most disappointing part, and I give all the credit to the Yankees. I'm not taking anything away, but was just to see how the Phillies superstars just didn't show up the whole series. Like. And that goes from pitching to hitting, everything, and it continued last night in Seattle. It's just. So my experience of that game. You know what I don't like?
okay.
You remember the gentleman that was sitting in front of us? He had the white Yankees thing on, and he kept standing up and doing like the calm down thing. Like he's a fraud.
Okay.
He's not a real New Yorker.
Okay. You
I
could tell.
I could just tell.
Right. You could tell.
Right?
Okay. Right.
Because like yourself, like a couple other people that were sitting with us, when something good happened, it was like, oh, good job.
That's right.
Right? It was like, good job. This guy, when something good happened, he's standing up, looking at everybody. Like, sit down, man.
He was there to make it about him.
He was there to make it about him because he's not from New York.
Right.
He's not.
Right.
It was clear as day.
Right. It's like he just came into the club.
Yeah, like, you know what? Yeah, exactly. This is the cool. He's probably a Lakers fan.
Right.
He's probably a Cowboys fan. No, not a shot at you.
Yeah.
Not a shot at you. He's a Cowboys fan. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so it was just, other than that, it was a fun experience.
It was, absolutely. Absolutely.
People going back and forth with each other in jest. It was fun.
Yeah.
I only saw one incident. I don't even think I told you. I only saw one thing happen between the Yankees and Phillies.
So something did jump off. Because Jason was telling me and whatever. Yeah.
I went to the bathroom.
Okay.
And as I'm in the bathroom, there's 5 cops standing around this one guy who's using the bathroom. And he's standing there and he's looking back at the cops. He's like, "You can't arrest me. You can't arrest me. I didn't do anything. It's just some Phillies fan who said I did something. If you arrest me, blah, blah, blah."
Okay.
So he got done using the bathroom and they arrested him. But he kept saying, "I didn't do anything. They're just trying to get me in trouble because they're Phillies fans."
That's a good point.
That's what he kept saying.
Yeah.
Kept saying. So I don't know what actually happened, but he didn't make it through the whole game.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, listen, it was. I think going to baseball games is always a good time, no matter what happens. But the Phillies are in trouble, man. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, it's not that." They're in trouble.
Well, I don't know. You know what?
For a World Series.
For a World Series. Okay, so I would say yes. They have to right the ship. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like teams that struggle in August. I think by August, you got to be hitting your stride. You got to be rolling, yo.
Yeah.
So, that's not a good thing. But you know what? They're very talented. And that's the thing. So I do see them. I do expect them to do better. What for me, I was happy. Of course, the Yankees won, right? And the Yankees swept too. And I wish I had, put that little, little wager with Coach Bird. I wish I did. I was nervous though because the Yankees, they've been disappointing me. But with this new dude, Jazz Chisholm Jr., he has He invoked some spark in them. Yeah. See, and that's what we didn't see that. I mean, for Yankee fans, we didn't see that. We didn't see that energy, that having fun. Mm-hmm. We last saw that Derek Jeter era. You know what I'm saying? What's it, Giancarlo Stanton? I'm telling you, he's like the second coming of A-Rod. He's garbage. You know what I'm saying? He's not giving us nothing. And then just didn't have that personality, but now we have it. So, that was good that they had a nice little sweep and then they came home and lost to the Blue Jays. So, but I look forward to, them being, hopefully World Series contenders, man. You know what I mean?
What do you take when they traded for Jazz Chisholm? He was supposed to play second base.
Okay.
But your boy, I don't know how to say his name.
Oh no, you talking about
Torres.
Sloppy Gleyber Torres?
Yes.
Yeah, he has to go.
So he refused to go play third.
Yeah, see.
So Jazz Chisholm's playing third instead of second.
Okay, well, yeah.
And then Gleyber Torres just got benched yesterday.
He got benched. He should have got benched. What day was that, man? Where I'm like, I think it was game 2, Tuesday, where he failed to turn the double play.
And he had the ball that went right by him.
That's what I'm saying. He's clumsy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even sure how he even has that pull, but he's been on the Yankees for a little bit. But I don't see them re-signing him. I don't know. He's just Gleyber's like one of those. He's like he's clumsy, yo. It's like he's going to make an error. You know what I mean? But whatever. Listen, as long as he's in the lineup, and the one thing I always will say is pitching. And we've talked about this exhaustively, even last year and previous years. Pitching is what matters in that playoffs. Now, my uncle, he'll say, we need to hit. And you're right, you do. But you need lockdown pitches. And that's the thing where, the Yankees don't have that. We don't even have a number one. I don't think Garrett Cole's a number one. I might even take Zach Wheeler over Garrett Cole. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we don't have a number one. The Phillies, on the other hand, you have 2 number ones. Yeah. And maybe a 1B in Ranger. Okay.
See when he comes back
we'll see how he's going to be, right? So, but Nola and Wheeler, you can count on them. I don't count on Garrett Cole, so that's the only thing. But just to close out this segment, I sent you a clip. Did you see that clip from World Star? Did you get that?
For what? What was it?
Oh man, yo, the violence. I didn't send that to you.
Oh yeah, I saw. Yeah,
yo,
I saw.
So I don't know. What do you? I mean, I don't know if I didn't share it with you, Fred. I'll get your number later. But yo, so can you let Fred watch it real quick, just for a second? We'll talk about and then I want you to add to it. I don't know. You know what? I told Bird when I got there, right? I was like, yo. I pulled up. I had my Yankee Judge on. I had my little, EPMD fisherman hat on. I'm chilling, and I'm nervous because I'm like, yo, you know what? Yeah, see what I'm saying? Right. See, I'm nervous because sometimes we as fans, we take these games maybe a little too serious. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
We saw it at the playoffs and the Sixers, right? You saw the Knicks fans burning the jersey. Like, come on, what you doing? Like, that's crazy. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know listen, I like a little spirit here and there, a little drink, but I ain't never been that drunk where I want to be like burning jersey. Like, yeah, come on, let's burn it. Like, come on, who does that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I was nervous going to the game a little bit when I first pulled in. So I was like, oh snap, you know what? I got my Yankee stuff on. Oh, I hope I don't want no problems out here. You know what I'm saying? And then you see, that type of violence. What's your thoughts on that? And how do we stop that? I mean, I love good competition. I love good smack talking. Let's talk. Let's whatever. But why can't it stay there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, during the Sixers game, we saw this dude slap this man's phone into like the first row. You know what I'm saying? And he man, dude kept saying, do it. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But what's your thoughts? And I'll start. Now you saw it, Fred. I'll start with you, Fred, on this one. What's your thoughts about like just the violence that comes with being a fan?
I think fans have to understand at the end of the day, sports are supposed to be entertainment, right? It's an entertaining thing.
Right.
I get it. You're passionate about, your teams. Like growing up, being a Cowboys fan in this area, I was getting arguments all the time about, different things.
Sure.
But as you get older, you realize it's supposed to be fun. It's entertainment.
Right.
We're not getting any money off of it. We're not, we shouldn't be taking it that serious. And it should never be a thing where you're risking putting yourself, like, Marcus said, a guy got arrested at a game. It should never go to a game with the risk of, hey, I could get arrested and put myself in trouble long term over something that really I have no hand in. Right. Exactly. So I think people should understand, like, at the end of the day, it's a fun thing. Right. You're arguing with somebody that loves the same sport that you do. They just cheer for a different team.
Cheer for a different team.
The smack talk is fun. Obviously, it's fun to debate back and forth. But, just don't put yourself in a position where, you're risking your freedom or you're risking your bodily harm. Like, we all got to go to work the next day.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, I don't understand it. Coach, Bullock, what you think, man?
Yeah, I don't know how you stop it, because there's always going to be those people that take it too far, right? There's always going to be those people that are drinking too much or you know what else probably hurts it? Gambling.
That's true. Yeah. I didn't think about that.
So like I put my money on the Phillies lose or whatever. Now I leave there. I'm probably, I probably had too much to drink and I'm pissed off. I lost a lot of money. Right. Like now let somebody say something.
Right. It's on.
Do you know what I mean? Right. So I don't know. I don't know how you stop it, because it's not always the people you would think it would be. Like we left the Sixers game when they lost to the Knicks, that last game,
right?
And you know how they have all the tables set up with all the people, right? And there's a guy walking by, a Sixers fan, obviously
upset.
He had a suit on, so you're thinking this is like he flipped the New York dude's table.
Oh yeah.
And so it's not
right, because he was out. But in fairness, I get what you say. I'm just saying. You know I'm
saying you think it's gonna be some like that. The World Star thing was two muscle bound dudes. Everybody's like this with their hats on back, like that. You think that's gonna be a problem, or you think? But this guy walking out with a suit and tie on, he's all mad. He flipped the tape. Like, now that's privilege. That's all that too.
Sure,
but like,
sure. But
how
just
do you stop it?
No, I don't know. But I think a little thing to think about with that regard. Because I saw the same dude, and I said, yo, you know what? I know you from New York, son. That's what I said to you. I said, yo. He said, what you mean? I said, yo, only a New Yorker gonna go into enemy territory and try to sell stuff. Like, that's disrespectful. Yeah. That's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So if that was the right outcome, what you think's going to happen?
Yeah.
That's number one. But then also number two is, yo, you know what? I only think it happens amongst certain, and I promise you, it's no shade, but it's the reality. It happens in certain cities, And I think that, especially in cities where there's not a culture of winning, you know what I'm saying? And I don't mean no shade, but you got to think about it though. When and let's go back to, and just to prove my point, go back to what you were saying earlier about the dude. He not from New York. You could tell he was from the bandwagon because you could tell a dude from New York when something happened, they like, good job. And the reason why is because that's something that they became accustomed to. As opposed to like, this dude is like, oh my gosh, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm a fan, you know what I'm saying? So I think when you're not accustomed to winning.
But it happens in Boston.
It does. You're right. That's a good point. See, I can always depend on the good rebuttal.
Because I was going to say, I know people that have
though.
gone down to Dallas to watch Cowboys-Eagles games, thinking they're walking into like the Lions Den, and they're like, no, the Cowboys fans were the nicest people we've ever met.
Yeah.
So I was going to take a shot at the Eagles, but Marcus brought up Boston points.
I think that's fair, and I don't disagree with that. Mm-hmm. But I think, and I'll say this: I think Philly fans. And there's other cities too, but I think Philly fans.
Please don't say get a bad rap.
No. I think they think they're on the team.
No, true indeed.
So like, if you respect, if we're at an Eagles game and you disrespect the Eagles,
right.
if you talk bad about, I can't say Jalen Hurts because he doesn't. They don't feel that way about him. But if you talk bad about, I don't know,
Brandon Graham.
Yeah. You're talking about my brother.
Right.
Like, this is my brother. Wait, what do you mean? Like,
you're right, though.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, I think it's different. So, I definitely think Philly's different than other places. I 100% agree with that. I also don't think it's always as bad as people say it.
No, true indeed. And you know what? It's those situations like the World Star. The World Star is probably the worst I've seen. I think that was pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's as bad as you can get.
That's
somebody getting knocked out.
Oh my gosh!
I also think that Philly fans feel like they have to play up to that stereotype because growing up they heard, "Yo, we're crazy. You come in our place. This is," and they just kind of feel like.
Right.
They have to live to that standard.
That's true. And you threw snowballs at Santa Claus. And I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I've ever seen that before. You know what I'm saying? Like, a childhood figure. And you just hurt that, man. I didn't understand it. But you know what? You're right. I think they do play up to that or whatever. Yeah. But we just say, I wonder if this happens at the WNBA games.
I don't think it does.
Not yet. You don't think there's beef between Clark fans and Reese fans?
No.
I do.
I think I do too, yo.
Yeah.
Hold on. Think about what you just said, though. Between Clark and Reese. You didn't say between Indiana and what team is she on? Chicago.
Yeah, right.
No, because see, then to that point,
that's
like some WWF type stuff you're talking about.
That, but also I think
that'll help the league go further, though. The fact that those guys are so polarizing,
yeah, and they're more polarizing than their teams.
For sure,
right. So that's where I think that there's probably some people beefing like that. I think so, though.
So do you think it's good now that they played the All-Star game together and Angel Reese has been saying positive things about her? You think that's bad for the league?
No, because the fans have already chosen the side.
Yeah.
And they're like, Angel Reese has to say that.
Yeah. And and to be honest with you, just because of the times we live in and you know what I'm saying, just the way things are, right? It's taken the comparison, the debate has taken a life of its own, right? So it stopped being about basketball and it went into like other concerns and issues where it's like, nah, I do think that there are hidden agendas and stuff. I'm not going to take away from that. But with them two, it's just basketball. Like, she's not a scrub. See, it'd be different if she was garbage. But she's not garbage. And they used to make the same debate. If you think about it, the same debate happened back in the days between Dr. J and Larry Bird, right? And I always subscribed to Dr. J because that was my favorite player, right? And I'd be like, yo, Bird's garbage, whatever. Yo, Bird, he's slow, he's garbage, this and that. But you know what? When you watch Bird, you hear some stories about Bird, you'd be like, Nah, you know what I'm saying? But because you fall into that trap of listening, like Caitlin Clark is not garbage. But I have another debate.
Okay.
And then before we listen, we got other segments to get to, but because we're talking about the WNBA, I gotta talk about this right now, and I gotta ask this question to you because I was in a debate with my homeboy. I'm not gonna name his name, but just in case it turns the other direction, so I'll keep his name out of it. But I want to ask you a question: Can the best players from the WNBA
Please don't.
Don't say it.
Don't do this.
Don't. The snap.
handle the best players? That is a pause thing. Yeah, I'll pause that. The best players from the WNBA, can they handle and beat the best players from high school?
No. High school.
No.
See, wow, okay, that's right. So Fred says no.
The
Coach.
best players from
All
high
right,
school.
come on.
Hold on.
Okay.
So the best so we're talking about like the Boozer twins. We're talking about like the best of the best players in high school.
I would say yes. Or the best team. Let's say the best team. The best team.
So can the
Best team in high school basketball beat the best team in WNBA. Or the best players. I don't know.
That's Mount Verde. That's Cooper Flag. What's Cooper Flag doing in the WNBA game, Mark?
Now, I will say
Scored
that
170 points. And I love the WNBA. But I just don't like when we make this comparison. It's not fair. It's not
not
because at
fair.
a certain point, it comes down to height, athleticism.
And see, that's what he's saying.
So-
that's his argument. He said bigger,
And
faster,
I don't,
stronger.
and I don't want to do that. It's not fair to put them in that category.
Okay.
Because I love the WNBA. I love the
I
way they
do
play
too.
the game. But I just think Cooper Flag, how many girls are 6'10", running the floor, handling the ball, doing those things? They're just not. And like Angel Reese is 6'4".
I think here's a fair comparison. Could, and this is I think this is a better question. I don't know if it's fair or whatever.
Okay.
Could the Chicago Sky beat a South Jersey run-of-the-mill high school basketball team?
I would even say just Camden. Let's go to Camden.
See,
Yo, you know what?
I got this
I remember Martin.
what do you think about my first question now? Because like
There's a
you're saying,
reason
Andrew
why-
Reese is 6'4", right?
There's a reason why they get, like in college, they get like those guys to play against those girls in practice. So like I know, like we know somebody that was playing at St. Joe's, was a manager for the St. Joe's.
Yeah.
He was a very average high school player.
Yeah.
He said he would dominate in practice. And he was an average high
I
school
don't know if I
player.
believe that.
Okay.
And we're not talking about St. Joe's. We're talking about Chicago Sky.
But I'm just
who has-
saying when it comes down to size.
Well, that's what I'm
speed,
saying. Camila Cardozo is 6'8", 6'6", 6'7". Who at Holy Cross is going to guard her? Andrew Reese is 6'4". My point is,
We're just gonna keep moving the goalposts until a WNBA team wins the game.
I'm saying I'm just trying to make a fair question.
That makes sense.
I agree with you. Like, no, if we're talking about the best high school team, it's not even close.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I'm just trying to say where's the line?
Where's it
But
even out? That's
But
what I'm
even
trying to
on those girls that are like going to, we talking about like even let's say like the Lisa Leslies and all them. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't think they're better than, you know what I'm saying? Like high school.
Not the top high school players, no.
Wow, I guess I was wrong about that. You know what? And maybe that was the wrong comparison. I remember watching Martin. And it was Martin Cole.
Yeah. So like the average guys, right? This is where Mark is trying to get to.
Yes.
The average guys, like Caitlin Clark will go to the gym around here
And
dominate.
Yeah.
You don't think
But
she
when-
can go when like
But if she's being guarded
Juwan
by
Wagner.
DJ Wagner, I don't think so because it's
really?
Yeah.
because elite female athlete versus elite male athlete, it's not comparable.
Just like US when I
It's like just think all the numbers and anything else
That
in
box?
track and field, in swimming, in anything else, like all the throws. The males' numbers are just
They just bigger,
So-
they're just
faster,
different.
stronger.
I think I think the comparison you could make is, so say you took a woman from the WNBA, and you could even take a guy from the NBA or college or whatever, and you said, all right, let's just shoot. Like, that's comparable.
Right. We saw that in the 3-point contest.
Like, skill stuff where it's like, all right, we're just going to do this shooting drill. Who shoots better? Like that, I think the skill part of it is, and I think a few years ago, that wouldn't even have been close. Okay. But I think the women's game has elevated where that can now be compared. But I don't think in an actual game, I don't think it's comparable.
You don't think it's comparable?
Yeah.
Okay. You just think that? Do you think I guess the male, they'll dominate? The high school team would dominate, or
the elite high school team would
dominate versus the best of the WNBA. The best of women's basketball would lose to the best of high school male basketball.
Yeah.
Close game or
no
spanking?
Yeah.
I disagree. I don't know why I disagree, but maybe because I have the Martin thing in my mind. I don't know. You know?
Yeah, because you had Lisa Leslie, who's what, 6'4", 5?
6'5", something like that.
Right, against Martin, who's 5'9".
Right, so that's
right.
Right.
So now you're picking Lisa Leslie, who's 6'4", 6'5", against Cooper Flagg, who's 6'10". So now the WNBA players look like Martin in them.
Okay. But
and these guys are trained for this, you know.
But they play. That's the thing. To me, I feel like the elite WNBA players, they're nice, right?
Sure, absolutely.
But they've gotten nice because they've trained around men. I think that's what, you know what I'm saying? And they were able to get busy versus them.
They weren't playing against the top high school. They were just playing against
regular average
high school guys.
Okay.
I like how you pointed to me for
no, like you said.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I mean, that's something. Let me you know what? Let's park it there. So I'll say that, okay. Well, listen, my homeboy, he's right then for right now. I got to think about it a little bit though. But bigger, faster, stronger, you're right about. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It was an interesting conversation. But anyway, WNBA. Now let's just switch to the NBA. Actually, you know what? Let's just say this. I miss the WNBA.
I do too.
But I think we're missing it for the same reasons. What's the reason why you miss it?
I like watching Caitlin Clark play. So not getting to see her play since that All-Star game, which I thought was really entertaining to have the WNBA versus USA team.
Okay, so then we're not missing it for the same reason.
Why are you missing it?
Because ain't nothing else on. But it's entertaining though. I do like the game. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, let's just close out NBA free agency, man. You know what I mean? Any other pickups? You know, the Sixers got Paul George. The Knicks did their thing with OG Anunoby, Malik. Mikal Bridges. Klay Thompson is out in Dallas. Any other new news that's surprising to you?
Sixers got Reggie Jackson.
I like that pickup. I did catch Coach Bullock and asked him, was that the piece? And I think you said no.
That's not what's like, all right, we're good now. No, there's still another move that needs to be made. I don't know who told me about this move, but the guy I think is that they need to get is in Brooklyn. I think if they bring him in, I think that changes a lot about what they have going on.
Okay, it's somebody that hasn't been on the Sixers before, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. No, I'm just saying, like, because there's been some people.
There has been that.
There's been some people that say, "Yo, bring him back." I'm like, no. He's done. So who's that guy?
Dorian Finney-Smith.
Oh, okay.
I think that soars up because what everybody keeps saying they need, which I agree with, is a 4. They need somebody that can shoot and defend wings, and I think that's the missing piece.
Who's the 4 now for us?
I think it has to be Caleb Martin. I think, which is fine.
Okay, right.
But I think you just need more. You need more versatility than that. I think you need someone who has a little bit more size, pause than that.
Yeah.
Just, because you still got to deal with Jason Tatum. You still got to deal with Jaylen Brown. So I think you're going to need that.
How come the Morris twins is still out there? Like, isn't I think is it Markieff that's available or Marcus?
I mean, they're just older. And,
is that what it is?
and,
Okay.
You know, so what they bring to the table,
Okay.
you know, they're good vets. I think they'll both end up somewhere. I think I don't know where they are now. I have no idea, but
Right.
they'll end up somewhere. One of them might end up back here.
Right.
I just
I actually want that. I think that would be okay.
Yeah.
Now, would that be a good missing piece? Would that fulfill that spot?
I think that helps us.
Yeah.
I think that fills a role.
Yeah, I do too.
But you need somebody who can play a ton of minutes, be productive, and make open shots.
Yeah. Any thoughts for you? I mean, Fred, you just like the Reggie Jackson piece. I did like that piece.
Yeah, I think it's a good piece. I don't think it I don't think it changes where they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a good piece.
I think
Okay.
it solidifies when you have a Tyrese Maxey who can't play tonight. I think that helps that tremendously.
Right.
You know, so now it's like a guy who's played a ton of minutes who can play. So you're not, you know, it's definitely a downgrade, but you're not falling off a cliff.
Right.
It's
So I
definitely
mean,
a good regular season move versus
move. Okay. So I mean, well, do you see him as a 1 or a 2? I see him as a 2.
I mean, I think when you have guys like Maxey, Paul George,
Mm-hmm.
I think all that stuff's interchangeable because
Okay.
they're all gonna be relied on
Yeah.
to bring the ball up.
Sure.
And you know,
Okay.
so
All right. Well, listen. Listen. The season can't get here fast enough. One of the things, though, that we're going to be missing and witnessing is our last year inside the NBA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just feel like TNT dropped the bag, or was it just the NBA didn't want them?
So I'm confused at how the whole thing went down, I don't know. I haven't done enough digging into it.
Sure.
From my understanding, somebody else made the offer to the NBA,
Amazon.
and TNT matched it,
Right.
but the NBA still went with Amazon. Is that's the last thing I heard?
Right.
I don't know how accurate that is, but
Yeah.
which makes me not really understand why they would do that.
I don't think they matched it to the T.
Okay.
I think they were supposed to match it to the T.
I think they did match it, and that's why I think TNC is going to sue
That's what
the
I-
NBA.
I did hear that.
But I also, something I heard somewhere else is that the NBA saw how the NFL is getting involved with Prime and all the different things they're able to do there, and they don't want to miss that boat, right? So it's
Right.
like you kind of see where things are going with streaming and everything. So I think just trying to align themselves with Amazon earlier, I think that's why they made the move.
But I think they could have still made another. I think they could have did something. I think this thing broke down when the guy from TNT said, I think, because this actually is Walt Disney, and he said, TNT we don't need the NBA. And I think that the NBA people might have felt slighted from that because, in my opinion, I don't even understand why he makes that statement.
For sure.
Nobody's watching TNT.
Right.
Right.
If it wasn't for the NBA. So, here and there you might have some baseball in college, whatever, but nobody's watching TNT. So I don't understand why they did that, you know what I'm saying? But, I just think it's a blow.
Yeah.
And I don't think they'll ever be able to replace that energy.
For sure.
And in the early days of inside the NBA, it was whack. I'm not talking about with Barkley. I'm talking about when it was just Ernie. You know what I'm saying? Because Ernie used to do it by himself. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So TNT been around for a minute. You know what I'm saying? They had this contract. So I don't understand, like, why would you... Like, I just think that's a great show. That show could stand on its own.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
if they wanted to do it, they could do it. Just have it as a show.
As a show, right?
Could do that.
But then it would go. They wouldn't even be on location no more, right?
There would be no. It wouldn't be because usually now they go halftime, they go before the game, they go after the game. Like so
Right.
now you'd have to be changing channels and going back, which isn't going to happen. Like people aren't going to do that.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, I think it is strong enough to.
It's strong enough to be its own show, but almost like a First Take,
Right.
or one of those sports shows. It's just sad though because they had good chemistry, man, and I think that's what we're going to miss because in the beginning, it's going to be tough for us to kind of get accustomed to it. The only thing I have about Amazon is that it's an additional subscription So you pay for cable, and then if you want Amazon, that's additional.
For sure.
So that's my only thing I'm not like. But then somebody told me if you got Amazon Prime for like the ordering.
Yeah, you have it.
Yeah, that's how.
I didn't know that. Oh, okay. So then I got it then.
That's why most people say the same thing. They're like, "Oh man," I'm like, "You already have it." They're like, "Oh."
Yeah.
It's just, you know what? Like, I got pissed off during the NFL playoffs, and that's a good segue. The NFL playoffs when they it was like a big game, and they was like, "Yo, it's streaming on Peacock."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I think it was one of like the first wild cards.
Yeah.
it was like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I want to see this game. You know what I'm saying? So I had to, and to this day, I still have Peacock, and I've never watched it.
Are the Olympics? The Olympics are on Peacock.
I think so.
Some parts of it are.
Like
I don't understand that. So, you know, I just didn't want to get into a situation like that. But okay, whatever. I just still think it's not that good. But whatever. But anyway, speaking of football, yo, we're in that season, man. That's why we back, man. Like, football is our thing. You know what I mean? We love football. Now, I didn't realize, I keep forgetting that you are a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Proud.
Okay, proud of it too. Wow, gosh.
Proud. Yep.
Okay. And I like that little segue when you said that, you know what, when some other fans come to Dallas Cowboys, that was nice. That was nice little, you know, big up to your team and your, you know,
Our hospitality.
Yeah, right.
You know.
I saw that angle of it. You know what I'm saying? That was good. But what's up with Dak though, bro?
As far as what?
Dak, that's a good question. Good question. Think about it a little more.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what angle you're going.
You don't want to
going
say
here.
something he doesn't need to say.
Right.
Yo, I read something Dak said, there's money out there. That's been the big statement. There's money out there. What is up with Jerry Jones? Why doesn't he doesn't believe in Dak? Do you, man, do you believe in Dak?
Okay, it's two loaded questions.
Yeah, 2-part questions.
Sit back on this.
For a long time, I've wished that Jerry would take just more of like the ownership role and kind of stepped out of like the GM role that he has. Just because besides the one time, you know, that time in the 90s years ago where they were able to get it going, haven't really been able to get it going consistently. And I just wish there's so many smart GMs out there, so many smart football minds. I wish that he would use his resources because it's the Dallas Cowboys. It's like the Yankees. It's like the Lakers. You could go get anybody.
Right.
You could go get any top GM to come and run your organization.
Right.
So I wish he would do that. Just because I think sometimes he lets his personal feelings get in the way of some of those decisions. So I wish he would take a step back there. Do I believe in Dak? I still gotta say yeah.
Okay.
You know, I think he's played really well. I think, you know, there are times where the defense there's times where him and the defense are not aligned.
Sure.
So there's times where defense is playing great and he's not playing well, and there's times where he'll carry our team for 4 to 6 weeks.
Right.
So I do think he's capable of it. It's just getting that consistency.
Gotcha.
That's where we've been lacking at.
Got you.
Wow, that was like a very like.
Yeah, it was.
I'm gonna just go around.
I'm not gonna say.
No.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. No. That was great, but it gives me further questions though. And I think the one question is, so Jerry Jones, he's the GM or whatever. So, you know, it almost sounds like what you're saying is that the same thing that the Knicks had to do, right? Like James Dolan had to step out the way and let some basketball guys get in there, right? But the Knicks were atrocious. The Cowboys aren't atrocious.
Right.
Okay. So they had winning seasons. So is it Jerry Jones or is it just the players not stepping up when it matters? Because it ain't like they've been out the playoffs or they, you know what I'm saying? Like they've been, and sometimes they've been, you know, some maybe labeled as possible Super Bowl contenders.
That's a great question.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a great question. But at a certain point in every other organization,
Heads got to roll. I got you.
They figure it out. And if you keep getting to this point and you can't quite get over the hump,
Heads got to roll.
you go get something.
Yeah,
You
that's
go
a good
do something.
point. Yeah.
I mean, think about the Celtics under Brad Stevens. And I think Brad Stevens was a great coach.
Yeah.
They made a decision and they were able to get to 2 finals since he's left.
Since he's left, right?
Right?
Okay.
So even if you think the guy's doing a great job, at a certain
Right.
point, if you're not reaching that championship level,
You gotta
those
switch it
aspirations,
up.
You got to switch it up.
You got to switch it up.
You've done it with coaches. You've done it with quarterbacks. You've done it with running back. You've done it every other place
Yeah.
except for the front office.
Yeah.
So I think at a certain point, you got to
That's a good point. That's a good
look in the
point.
mirror.
Let me ask you last question. Do you think the Dallas Cowboy job, because I heard you compared it to like the Yankees, and you think it's a coveted job like that?
I do. Because I think you instantly become one of the top stories in football, no matter how good or bad you are. So I think it's one of the it's the most high profile job in football to me.
In football, the Dallas Cowboy head coaching job.
Yeah. Think about it. Every decision, Mike McCarthy, every Monday, every Tuesday, whatever, Mike McCarthy's coaching is either praised, criticized, questioned, just simply because he's the
Dallas Cowboy.
Dallas Cowboys head coach.
You agree with that, coach?
Thinking about that, I think I'm trying to think of another team that it would be, and I think Jerry Jones has made it where he can't get certain guys that he may want because of his power and the way that he is in it. But I agree with that. I think, I mean, the Cowboys are the, and I hate the America's team thing, like whatever. Because I don't think they're not America's team, but I think they're the most high profile team in football. I mean,
when did they become America's team? Was it after the championships or before? That's like
I think
the
it
Tom
was during
Landry.
that. Yeah, I think it was during. I mean, I think it was before my
we were
time
born.
of
Yeah,
really
okay,
knowing
yeah.
football and
Okay.
because even then, like coming up knowing football, the Cowboys were
Yeah. Okay.
the Cowboys.
Okay. All right. So, I just never looked at it as a coveted job, but I guess you're right, though. So, I mean, how do you feel about them in this year? I mean, between the NFC East, Cowboys, you got, is it the Commanders?
Commanders.
The Commanders, you have the Giants, you have the Eagles. I mean, who are you looking at? Who are you thinking is going to,
I mean, I still think it's a 2-man race between the Cowboys and the Eagles for the division.
Okay.
I don't think the Giants are going to be very good. And the Commanders are,
It's okay.
they're
right?
the Commanders.
Yeah, yeah. Any what about you, Coach? What do I know.
Yeah, I mean, I think same thing. I think it's between those two teams. I think the being here in Philly, everybody talks so negatively about the Cowboys, but if you sit back and look at it, the Cowboys have a good team.
They have a good. They always have a good
And
team.
you hope that they figure out how to beat themselves. That's
Right.
what every year we hope. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because if they figure it out, they're talented enough to win.
Right.
And I think the Eagles have, just as much talent, and their situation is probably going to be, can the coaching staff, do the right things? And,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, I think I think there's a lot of parity in the NFL. I think that's why the NFL is so popular that, from week to week, you really can't predict who's going to win.
Right.
So yeah, football season is always fun.
I think that's the reason why, when you say it's a 2-man race, it's not a disrespect to you, Fred, but when you say it's a 2-man race between the Eagles and the Cowboys, I'm like, well, it's not really a race then, it's the Eagles, you know what I'm saying? Because the Cowboys are going to do something to just, Dak's going to falter, something's going to happen.
Who won the division last year?
Cowboys.
Oh, okay. That is true. That is true. That is true.
I was just checking.
That's true. Yeah, football's going to be fun around here.
But then
The Giants,
what happened?
they stay.
What happened
In the playoffs.
when they were supposed to win?
Right, that's the thing. But did we win?
We weren't supposed to win.
We weren't, but we did. Did we win the playoff game or no?
We're not
No,
doing
we're not
that.
supposed
No, we
We're
didn't.
not.
All right. Okay. I wasn't sure if we won.
Now we're not supposed to win. That's what you got
We were supposed to win that game? You thought we were going to win that game? Did you think we were going to beat the Bucks? You thought you were going to beat the Packers.
I did think we were.
Yeah.
beat the Packers, but you went into the game
until-
going, well, guys, it was a great season.
We went into the game like, this season sucked. Let's get
Right,
this
it's
over
terrible.
with. It was
Right.
over.
Yeah, especially the way
It was over.
especially the way that they ended the season. Right?
It was over. No. I'm not saying it was okay. I'm saying the Cowboys had a better season last year than the Eagles. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, we.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
for like a year and a half, it felt like the Eagles had a certain mojo behind them, right? A certain energy. Do you think the way the season ended, do you think that juice is kind of gone? Do you think they're capable of getting that back?
I think they're capable of getting it back because of the changes they made. I think they lost. I think like they lost that juice when they brought in those two new coordinators who had no idea what they were doing. Not no idea what they were doing, but like didn't have that mojo. And I think it slowly like it was like I don't know. It's like when it just slowly went away. So like they started off fine because they still had the fire from last year and everything's great, and then it just slowly. It's like when you run out of gas, you don't just stop.
Right. You still,
and I feel like that's what it was.
Because even when they were winning, it wasn't like they winning good.
It wasn't impressive.
It wasn't impressive wins.
Impressive.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if they're going to get back to that level. I think they have the talent to do it, but I think it's going to be interesting to see. I think they're either going to come out and be on fire and be really good, or they're just going to be a solid team.
Do you think that this is a make and break year for Jalen Hurts? I think it is. I think he has to respond because he got that contract, and he seems to have faltered a little bit. At least that's what people are going to say. So I think that he is in a make it or break it year for him.
But what is that like? What do you mean by like? What does he have to do?
He's got to be like how he was when he took the team to the Super Bowl.
So, and that's what's so tough about being a quarterback.
But he has to be.
No. But like your success is based on what the team does. So like I can be great, I can do everything well, and then our defense sucks, and I was I didn't live up to my. You know what I mean? Like it's tough to be.
It comes with the territory.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it comes with that contract. Like you get the contract.
Right, you get that contract too. Like you know what I mean? Like you got to step up.
No, but I think he definitely has to have a better. I think he's got to. Like he gets all this leadership stuff, and everybody talks about how great of a leader he is, and all this stuff. But it seems like he kind of like from the outside looking in, almost like separated himself last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and he can't do that. Like, he's got to be in it. And I'm not saying he's got to. He never talks to the media. He gives all the little BS answers. I don't care about that. But it can't seem like you're separating yourself from the team.
Right. Well, I think I don't know. It just seemed like. Was he hurt maybe or something? I don't know. But he's got to respond because and part of it is the town that he's in. You know what I'm saying? That's big, right? So Eagles we were at the game, right? I said, yo, listen, number one team in Philly, Eagles. Yeah. Second team, I saw it, Phillies. You know what I'm saying? So, it's the town he's in. But it's also, I hate to bring him up, it's the Carson Wentz effect. That still he's still in that shadow.
I don't know if he's in the shadow. I still think it's there. I don't know if he's like engulfed by the shadow. I think he stepped out of the shadow, but it's still lingering. But I also think it's because of the team not only the city's in, but he's got studs around him.
That he does.
Right? So when we spend this money,
right, you got to deliver.
I'm talking about as the Eagles, we put all these pieces around you.
Right. You got to deliver.
We go out and get Saquon. We re-sign the two wide receivers.
Right.
You got a good tight end.
Right. How's that front line? Because that's what matters.
That's a question mark. Because you have, with Kelsey leaving, now the right guard moves to center. Who's playing right guard? You have two Pro Bowl tackles.
But see, I don't know. Like I said, football wasn't my number one sport. I don't know. What was your number one sport, Fred? Basketball or football or baseball or whatever?
To watch?
No, just to play.
Oh, to play basketball, but to watch football.
It's football, okay. And I just learned that your number one sport was baseball.
To play, yeah.
To play. To watch was still basketball?
Yeah.
Okay. So, they have to do something though. And this, like, he cannot he cannot falter like he did last year. I think that if he does not have a good year, they might be willing to even. Who's the backup for Hurts?
The boy from Steelers, with the hair. Kenny Pickens. Is that his name?
Yeah, but I don't see it as a make or break year.
Kenny Pickens.
You don't say that? Okay, tell me why.
Because I just think, he obviously had a great year 2 years ago, up and down this year. I think if he has an average year this year, I don't think it's a situation where you'd be like, all right, because whenever you're taking somebody out, who are you putting in that spot?
Yeah.
So it's not like I don't think the race between him and the second guy is close enough to where it's now this second guy becomes a better option.
Okay. All right. So that's
I think if Jalen Hurts has 2 years, like I think if he gets this season and then the next season, then you're having a conversation.
Okay.
I just think the quarterback position's so hard.
Right.
Like I think he can do the job.
Right.
It's just getting him back to playing at that level.
See, and I look at where if Hurts does not do well, you're going to hear the noise like you hear with Tobias Harris. You know what I'm saying? Because of the contract, and then what you're not producing.
But I think that's every quarterback.
Yeah.
I think that's every quarterback gets that. I mean, obviously not the young rookies or the teams that are terrible, but I think every quarterback, if you don't have a good year,
you get that backlash.
You're gonna get that. We got to get somebody else. We gotta. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like even like Dak, like he's this is the last year of his contract. Mm-hmm. Like that's insane to me.
Right.
Like not that. Like how that you okay? So now what are we gonna do after this? Like.
Well, Jerry Jones probably feels like, well, listen, just like the coach is the most coveted, I guess the quarterback job is one of the most coveted too. So he feel like he can.
I agree, it is, but like
in there, you know what I mean?
But who are you going to go get? Because all these other guys that you want are under contract.
Under contract, right?
So it's like,
right.
So I think I think he has to have a good year to avoid all of the scrutiny. Yeah. I agree with you that the scrutiny for a average year will be more than probably most quarterbacks would get.
Sure.
Because of the
contract in the area.
The contract, the area, how he got to the position in the first place. And there's and I guess this is the Carson Wentz effect. There's just people who never believe in him.
Period.
That just don't think that he's the guy and who have never thought he's the guy. So any mistake he makes,
it's going to be high.
And we've talked about this before. Those people are louder than the supporter.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when he's doing well, you hear it.
Right. But you don't really hear it, right. Yeah.
But now when he's not doing bad, those people come out of
the woodworks.
That's a screen.
I think for the Eagles, though, it's a big year as an organization because they were creeping up to we're one of the elite franchises in the NFL.
Okay.
And I think if they have another year like they did last year, it goes, all right, you guys had a little run, but you're kind of back to where back on a different tier. Yeah. Right. I think this is a big year for them as a franchise.
So what I hear you say, that's how we reframe in the counseling realm. So what I hear you say is that the Eagles finally got a little taste at the championship table, but they haven't necessarily been able to keep up their stay there.
No, I think that's what I'm saying. I think they've been on one of the top tiers, right? They won a Super Bowl. They've been to another.
Okay.
They've been very, 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 very good.
Very, very good. Right.
They were average. I think if they have another average year, I think they drop a tier.
They go back to normal, is what you're saying.
It makes me happier than.
What teams right now are on that top tier? Chiefs, obviously.
Chiefs. I think the Steelers stay there. I think teams like that, I think they stay there though.
On the top tier?
Top tier teams?
Yeah.
I mean, are we talking about top tier like
he just pointed out, like teams that have won, that are always good, that are consistently just got
that they're looked at as a top tier team. Yeah. I think the Steelers, you always look at the Steelers as a top
I think they're a top tier organization. I don't know if they're a top tier team.
But when I'm saying that,
I think they're two of the same. Are you saying as two of the same?
No, because I'm talking about like right now the Chiefs, the 49ers.
Okay.
Teams that are at that
teams.
So you're thinking more legacy
organization,
right?
Right. Okay.
So that would be like the Cowboys, talking
but you talking about
Steelers? But we were talking about teams right now.
So
like right now, I'm talking about like the Chiefs, the
Ravens. Would Ravens be there? Or they're in the mix?
They're in the next. They're where the Eagles are.
Where the Eagles are. Okay. All right. So then we're talking the Chiefs.
49ers are up there, you think? Have they won? Did
They haven't won.
They've been so
good. They haven't won,
so
though.
good though.
But they haven't won,
That's a
though.
good point. They haven't won, but they've been really good, and it's okay. I think that's what the best thing about tiers are. It's like one team
okay to
can be
move.
and one team can be on a tier by themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So for a
clearly-
while, the Patriots were on a tier
By
Yes,
themselves.
Yeah. It looks like that Kansas City's going to get on that tier by themselves.
Yeah, and I think
They're
that
trending
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
that's why. Like, I don't think you have to force people. Oh well, there's only one. Yeah,
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
They've won what, 3 out of
4 or 5 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had the number in front, but yeah. That's why it was hard when you're talking about who else is on that tier, and
Yeah, that's
you're
what
trying
I
to
was
force
thinking.
teams.
That's what I'm
It's
thinking.
just them. It's just them right
it's
now.
Like, because then you think about it, everybody says, "All right, who are the Super Bowl contenders this year?" And the first team out of everybody's mouth, well, the Chiefs, and then you start thinking,
Like, who else besides that?
right? So like,
And with every other team, you're thinking about the moves they made.
Yeah.
And but the Chiefs is just
you don't even know what move. They had the
Chiefs.
worst offseason. They had like 5 guys get arrested.
Who, the Chiefs? Oh, wow.
yeah, they were wild. They had a crazy one.
Yeah.
They had a guy give the fake name, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But
then,
you were still just like, yeah, them.
It was like,
But I
oh,
always have like something like that because wasn't it like some years ago? I know I was an adult. Didn't they have a Chiefs player that came to
that's
Wait, that what?
that came to the stadium
yeah.
and killed himself,
Killed his girlfriend. And
and then came to the Chiefs stadium.
I don't remember that.
Word.
I was in college when that happened.
They
I
came
remember
to the
that, yeah.
Chiefs stadium. They killed his girlfriend, and then he came to the Chiefs stadium and killed himself,
I don't
bro.
remember that.
In the car, I think.
Yeah, in the parking lot
In
of
the
the car,
parking
yeah.
lot in the car, bro.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Andy Reid was there, I think. He was the coach. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know what? See, sometimes, I mean, anybody call him Big Red. I'm not calling nobody, no grown man, Big Red or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? but I do take my hat off. And I got to give him his props, man, because to see what he's persevered, like he's
He's going through a lot.
He's resilient, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, it just shows you that sometimes the greatest joy can sometimes come with the greatest pain. That's the unfortunate thing. Well, anyway, listen, man, it's been a great. I labeled this as season 5 because we're in our 5th year doing this.
Wow.
This is our beginning of our 5th season. It feels like we just started, like, you know what I'm saying, a couple of weeks ago or whatever, you know what I mean? But we're in our 5th year, you know, doing this, man. So we're gonna label this as season 5, episode 1. You know what I'm saying? We never really label like seasons and episodes. We just kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? but now, you know, it's like we're getting a little more structured and so we want to move forward, man. So listen, it's been a great show. I do want to bring back the Waldo thing, but I gotta refresh my memory with you know, who was up next?
You got to get like a board.
Like,
so
that's what I'm
we can just
saying,
see.
right? So we can see. So who's battling Waldo? That's what I got to figure out.
Oh,
It's been
it's Cole's girlfriend.
That's
That's who we're at.
right.
And we had to go back and watch.
Okay, and we had to go.
All
back
right,
and
I gotta go
watch
watch some
We got to
episodes
watch it
of that.
again. So
Yeah,
we're gonna stay tuned to that.
Cole's girlfriend's
Let's go. Let's go again, just real quick with preliminary picks. Okay, I'm going with Cole's girlfriend. Cole's girlfriend is out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's out there more than Cole. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cole be looking at her like, he looks at her like, yo, what are you talking? You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta look at Waldo. Like, just
Yeah,
look
I
at
did. I did. And it's funny. I watched the episode. And matter of fact, it was this week, man, when they were playing basketball and Waldo did something, and you know, Urkel and Eddie was mad at Waldo. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. And you know what? And I think it's more of his facial expression
yes.
than what he says.
Because like Cole's girlfriend can walk in and you're like, if you don't watch the show, you're like, oh, who's that? Waldo walks in, you're like, oh, that's the dumb guy. Like,
Right.
you just know.
You just know.
Like, you just know he's the dumb character.
Right. Right. So it's
I gotta
the
watch
look.
some more. I gotta watch
All
some more.
right, Fred, what you?
I got to watch some more Family Matters.
Okay.
But I'm still going with Ty from Fresh Prince. He's still.
Wait. Who's that?
Remember. So Will's boy.
Okay, not Jazz.
He was dumber than Jazz.
He was dumber
like
than
think
Jazz.
about like how you saying Cole was looking at his girl like
Okay.
you're dumb.
Okay.
Jazz was like, yo.
Jazz looks at him like, yo, what are you talking about?
Oh, okay. I gotta go there. I gotta go with that. Wow.
There's 2 episodes you just watched. It's the one where New Edition was on.
Yeah.
And then there was one where they did. I haven't seen this episode in years, but they did like a game show.
Game show one, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna watch that. Okay.
And Will was looking like, yo, what is wrong with you?
Right. So you know what? I'm gonna. All right. So then we gotta add him to the list. Then what's his name? Ty. Okay. All right. I don't still. He's on the list further down the line, but I don't know if anybody beats Junior from My Wife and Kids.
I wasn't a big My Wife and Kids.
All right,
I haven't seen
all
it.
right.
He's dumb.
All right.
He's dumb.
He's dumb. All right. So, Coach Bird, who'll be next week, he says Waldo hands down. I can't say hands down. Yo, Cole's girlfriend was dumb, yo. Like, I'm saying, like, Sharice was out there. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, listen, we're going to do a little better job of putting some stuff out there as far as, putting up some comparisons. So I'm going to find a clip with Sharice. And then we're going to find a clip with Waldo. And then we're going to say, pick one. Who do you is dumber? And it's funny because I try to say, not the sharpest tool in the shed. You know what I mean? But some people don't even got to know. They like, listen, the shed ain't even there, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, listen, it's been a great show. But anyway, listen, your first final thought, Fred. First final thoughts, please.
This will be like my first week this summer where I don't have anything.
Okay.
My guys are off for the rest of the summer.
Wow. Okay.
I had to camp this week, so I was kind of busy with that. But this will be the first week of the year where I don't have anything.
Wow.
So I'm looking forward to relaxing. I know by Tuesday morning I'll be bored because I just get antsy.
Okay.
But I am looking forward to just getting some time away and just kind of, trying to recharge for, because school will be here before you know it.
See, we're all educators.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I'm officially a month away from my first day of school. So
absolutely.
Just trying to recharge a little bit before
all
that starts. Yeah.
That's what's up. What subjects do you teach, by the way?
Health and PE.
Oh, you're a gym teacher.
So not a lot to recharge for.
That's
but
what's up, though.
Just
recharge for the kids.
Just recharge for the kids and
And you're at high school too.
High school, yeah.
They all want to get in the gym, don't they?
All the time. All the time.
That's what's up. Final thoughts, Coach Bullet.
Good show. I still got another week of basketball, so I'm still,
you're still in the cross.
Still planning and figuring out what we're gonna do for practice on Monday. And but no, same thing. Just got a month of summer left. Trying to use it wisely, and the things I said I was gonna do in May, trying to get to those kind of things. But no. Just enjoying it.
Okay. I have a question for you too, real quick. And I just thought about this because I did want to bring it up on the show. Let's say you're invited to a barbecue. You're invited to a barbecue. Okay. What are you bringing? Well, first of all, Fred, we got to ask you this. Right. Coach already knows, right? What do you consider a barbecue or a cookout? What is the difference? Or you think they're the same?
I think they're one and the same.
Okay. All right. Did you think that too, Coach?
Yeah, until we started talking about it. And I still don't know the answer.
Right.
I still don't know the answer at all. But yeah, I mean, I guess to me, it's almost like, no, I'm not gonna say it.
I think they're a little different. And I think they're different by the items. So a barbecue, hamburger, hot dogs, you might do some ribs, whatever.
Okay.
Right? But then you got like tater salad, macaroni salad, pasta salad, something like that. And that's it. Cookout, you got everything. You got the same things I just listed, but now you have the macaroni and cheese. You'll have some kind of casserole. I went to a barbecue, somebody made soup. I just didn't understand it. I you know what I'm saying? I never understood it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when they have like macaroni and cheese, some people have collard greens, sweet potatoes. I'm like, wow, it's like they merged summer with like Christmas and Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're two different things. And I don't think that macaroni and cheese and all that stuff belong at a barbecue. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? But maybe a cookout could even be like, I guess you have to cook out at a cookout though, right?
I think you eat out. I mean, you eat outside.
You just eat outside, right?
Yeah.
Not that you cook out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But anyway, you go to a barbecue, you're invited to a barbecue, you've been invited. What are you bringing?
It depends on whose it is.
That's a good point.
Okay, so you don't have a default thing.
I don't have a
Because
default.
I have a default thing.
What's your default thing?
I'm probably, or you know what? No, but it depends now. Now, if I'm going in the hood a little bit, I'm probably just bringing some soda. But I'm bringing the 3 liter.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the strawberry tangerine, stars and stripes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm bringing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing like the white forks. You know, because there's a difference between a white fork and cutlery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? It depends. But those are my defaults.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't cook.
Okay.
So I'm bringing drinks. I'll bring
drinks.
I'll bring
Okay.
some desserts. I'll
Okay.
I'll pick something up on the way there.
Okay. All right. But you're bringing something.
Yeah.
So are you bringing something because somebody asked you to or because it's just etiquette?
I just think it's etiquette.
Okay.
I think if it's like, it's different. So if it's a graduation party, so like when Mark had a graduation party
Okay.
for his son,
Sure.
I felt like that was taken care of. It's
Right.
my job to bring a gift.
A gift. Absolutely.
Right.
Because it's a graduation party.
Right. But if Marcus is like, yo, you know,
You're cooking
me
out.
and my wife cooking out, you guys come over, I'll bring some dessert, some cookies, whatever.
Okay,
it
something.
takes.
You can
Yeah.
bring something.
Yeah.
All right. Coach, what about you?
Yeah, same thing. It depends on where I'm going and who's like inviting me. You know, obviously people that you're closer with, you know the situation.
Sure.
You know, but if it's just like a random barbecue cookout, I'm definitely bringing drinks,
Okay.
meaning alcohol, because more than anything, it's like, oh, hey, I got alcohol, but it's I know what I want to drink.
There you
so
go.
make sure I have it. You can have a couple. I'm not,
Right.
but like it's really for me.
Right.
But
that's why I was going to ask you that. Okay. You're bringing your brand.
But here, like, hey,
Okay.
I'm gonna put them in this
Okay.
cooler over
Okay.
here, behind here.
So you're not
whatever.
calling and say, "Hey, listen, what you drinking?" or like that. Are you doing that?
Depends
or-
on who it is.
Okay, depends on who it is.
If I was coming here for
Right.
or to something that you invited me to, hey,
Sure.
I would call you. What do you need me to bring?
Got you.
And you
Got
would say, "Oh, we're good. Do this," or you'd say, "I need X, Y, Z."
Absolutely.
And then I would do it. And if you
Okay.
say, "Oh, no, I'm good," I would come with some alcohol.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
My wife has a couple of dishes she makes,
Okay.
depending on that kind of thing. But then always, desserts will grab. Like the other day, we went to somebody had a little thing, and it was 1,000 degrees outside, so we got a bunch of like freeze pops and like that kind of stuff. So like
Okay.
it just depends on the situation.
Right. But you didn't ask. You just
No.
You just okay.
You got to show up with
You
something.
got to show up with something, right? So now, when you show up with something, right? This is a setup question. When is it too much? You know what I'm saying?
You brought.
Right. So let's say you cooking, you know what I mean? You on the and actually Coach Bird said, and that's a good one. He said he's bringing ice. That's always a great thing because people always need more ice, right? So, but let's say you all are on the grill, you're doing your thing, boom, 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 and somebody show up with 2 pounds of chicken wings,
Cooked or uncooked?
uncooked.
No, you can't do
Like,
that.
what are we doing?
I don't think you can do that cooked or uncooked. I don't think you can bring a main dish unless you talked about it with the host.
What is it saying though? So let's say both of y'all outside. You grill, Fred?
No.
Damn, I know you don't cook.
I need to.
Most people that don't cook, they just barbecue.
Yeah.
You ain't barbecue? Oh, okay, that's all good. It's all good. All right, so let's say y'all outside, but let's say you are barbecuing, right? You're cooking this and that, you got people coming over, and then you see somebody coming. What is your immediate reaction? They coming with 2 pounds, like, yo, what's going on? Boom, boom, and they come with 2 pounds of chicken wings. What are you doing? I want to know.
What do you mean? What am I doing?
What's your thoughts? I want to know what's your thoughts.
Like, what are my thoughts, or what am I actually going to say?
What's your thoughts? Because you're probably not going to say nothing, right? You're not going to say nothing. You're not going to say nothing. At least I don't think you are.
Man, my thoughts is like, man, now I got to stay back here
Right.
longer than I was planning on. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just a hassle. It's just more because
Okay.
you have when you're cooking, you have a plan.
Right.
You have a plan of action. Okay,
Right.
I got to cook this. Then this is going to go
Right.
in that spot.
Right.
That's going to go there.
Right.
This is going to go there. Now, when somebody just shows up, and it happens to me all the time at home, my wife like, actually, let's put this on too. And I'm like, yo. So, like, you know, it just messes up the flow.
It does. Okay. All right. So you're not feeling no type of way.
I mean, it also depends on who it is.
Okay.
But it kind of says like, well, you don't like what we got.
That's what I'm saying, right? It could be suggestive of that,
Yeah.
right? What about you, Fred? Same thing?
Same thing. It's almost like you don't trust
Yeah.
what we got going on here.
Right. Okay.
Especially if you're bringing chicken to be cooked.
Yeah, like what do you
It's a
think?
little.
We got chicken?
You could even take it as like a little shot, disrespectful, right?
Like, just in case you don't have enough, here you go.
Now, uncooked is at least, I think, better than cooked because they're at least saying, we trust you to cook it.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Because a lot of times when you there's places that we go as a family, like when these people invite us over, we're like, all right, we're going to do this. And then on the way home, we're going to stop here and eat because we know we ain't eating nothing there.
Okay, so you're okay, right? So why you do it on the back end? Pause. You do it on the back end.
Depending on what time we're
Oh, okay, right. Because I do that on the front.
Well, no, because if we know it's one of those places, you know, people come up like if you guys were to invite me, I'd be like, oh yeah, well, we're probably gonna start up around 1. We'll go all night.
Right.
I'm probably not gonna get there till 5.
Right,
6,
right.
Right. But if it's somebody who's like, oh yeah, we're gonna start at 1 and we know we're not eating, we'll be there at 1.
Oh wow.
We're out at 4.
Because you already know.
know what
you
the
already
situation
know what the situation is. Okay. All right. So wow. Okay. See, that even goes into a further question. Do you even go to those people houses where you've been already? You've asked for a hot dog and hamburger and you bit into it, and it wasn't even medium. It was below medium. You know what I'm saying? But the outside looked perfect. That's the one thing that's tricky about like cooking, especially on the it's the gas grill, I think.
Gas grill stuff.
The
outside cooks.
Because the outside cooks very fast. You know what I'm saying? So you taste that, you're like, oh man, damn. You know what I'm saying? So now the next time you're not eating, are you?
No. No. We'll just.
Yeah.
But depending on who it is, we show up because that's you got to show up.
Yeah, you show the love.
But
you know what I'm saying?
but Jayla's got a game, man. We gotta get out.
All right, yo, listen, good show, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, listen, make sure, please be sure to, like and subscribe to our content that you see shared on social media. We'll be back next week again with another show and come up with more topics. Please, I'm a coach. Actually, I'm a coach too. But see, as I'm saying, I'm not used to this position, so I got to get used to this position. Anyway, I'm Doc Bryce. I'm here with Coach Marcus Bullock. That's Coach Fred. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.